Time now for another North Fayette Valley coach conversation with wrestling coach Jacob Pedersen. And coach, you've reached the holiday break, and we've talked in our previous chat about the bumps in the roads that were going to be there in the early part of the schedule, at least. How do you think your team has managed at least the November and December portion of the schedule?
Well, the big thing is we're here now, so we've definitely gotten through it, and we're to this point. We've had a good few practices here at the end of the last week. We had a nice weekend recover. We had some morning workouts with some weight and lifting and stuff like that, getting into the wrestling room, getting some good conditioning, some good drills, good technique in. This morning we got back after it's at 6 a.m. Again, just kind of getting loose, kind of going through what we need to work on and get a little live and played some Christmas music, that type of thing. So today when they get done, they can get out of here, enjoy their family and friends and whatever else they need to do to kind of get their selves and their minds back to it. So when on the 28th, when we come back for practice, we're ready to rock and roll.
And you'll go about 3 weeks without any competition. You mentioned the jam-packed schedule you had in the early portion of your schedule this year. What will this time allow you to focus on that maybe with having all those competitions early, you didn't have the time to focus on?
Yeah, what we're going to focus on is a lot of technique, team building, kind of getting this team back together. I mean, we're going to have 3 kids returning from football injuries. We have 1 kid that's going to be inserted in the lineup with his descent plan, finally getting him down to a weight. He's been stuck behind our 82-pounder Rogers, and 95 is kind of a jump for him, weighing at 82. So kind of inserting him in the lineup. Crossing my fingers, I might have a 220-pounder that might be coming out this year. So, I mean, it's just kind of creating some glue and putting a team together here during this Christmas break. Obviously working a lot of technique, just also obviously working every day to just be better wrestlers.
And when you look at your team right now, you mentioned some struggles you might have during a dual competition, but you also mentioned you have a pretty nice core that's been doing some nice things early on in the season. When it comes to the core, how have those guys progressed to this point in the schedule?
Very well. I mean, they are competing. They're getting after it. I mean, they're there every day. They're making steps and all that type of stuff. So it's going great. I mean, these guys, I mean, they're putting the time in, and at the end of the season here, you're going to see this core kind of take their next level. So I'm excited for that group.
And you mentioned yourself you had to practice some patience because you're fiery, you're competitive, you want to have success every time you go out in the mat, and any competitor worth their salt does. When it comes to that building towards the end of the season, are you at a progression right now that you're happy with, that you can take that next step when you get back on the mat on January 7th?
Well, obviously, you always want to be a little further than where you are. I mean, obviously, I want all my kids to win all their matches and be 15-0 or 18-0 going to break. But no, I feel pretty good where we're at. I feel kind of relieved where right now and where we're at, because I think this is exactly where we need to be. We need this time off. We need a little break. We needed some of those lighter practices, like what I said with the Christmas music, a little bit of dodgeball, kind of getting that group kind of doing some things other than just wrestling in a way to kind of break up the monotony of everything. I mean, we're having fun again. That's the big thing about wrestling, is having fun and having fun while they compete. So, I mean, when we come back from break, we're going to include that into our training, and we'll have fun and get competitive and see where it takes us.
And you look at the holiday break itself, it's always a little bit of a challenge when it comes to wrestling, because obviously there's a lot of good eats this time of year, but managing weight and holiday food is a little bit of a challenge. Also, with COVID and everything, it's a little bit of a challenge. What's the message to your guys on managing the holiday break to the best of their ability?
Yeah. Well, I only have 1 or 2 guys that are really maybe pulling some weight.
Okay.
I'm a big believer on not cutting too much weight. I think you wrestle better at a certain weight. I mean, that's how I feel. So I mean, big thing is they're not pulling too much weight. So the biggest thing I've been saying and kind of giving fist bumps out, saying, "Hey, enjoy your time off, enjoy the family, don't take it for granted. Just enjoy this time. We're gonna come back and we're gonna get better." So I mean, basically, just enjoying their time off. I mean, get away, get your mind off things for a little bit, enjoy the things that are around you because you never know how long those last with COVID and how everything's kind of going right now. And I know I'm going to be doing the same thing as what I'm preaching.
All right, Coach. Most importantly, Merry Christmas to you and yours and everyone around North Fayette Valley Wrestling. And here's to a healthy, safe, and very solid 2021 portion of your schedule.
Thanks, Darren. Merry Christmas to you and everybody over there.
All right, Jake Pedersen, head coach for the North Fayette Valley Tiger Hawk Wrestling team with this North Fayette Valley Coach Conversation.